What is your most memorable BWB game moment?
I'd say I'm tied here between a moment in that Chicago game or second round of the NCAA tournament junior year at Bowdoin. Jamie Capra drove down the right side of the lane. She kicked it out to me, and I hit a three with under 2 minutes to go to tie the game. And unfortunately, we weren't able to close out the game and win. But that moment itself, when I hit the three, was just forever ingrained in my memory.
Next question is, what is your most memorable BWB game moment?
So that would have to be my senior year, I would say, when I broke the school's assist record. And I just remember it so vividly. I was never a big stat person, like that concerned with my individual stats. And I just remember playing defense, and the girl that I was guarding went to cross the ball over, and I picked her pocket, and one of my teammates went down court. It was just like the most perfect long pass for the layup, and that's how I broke the school assist record. And I will just, something else I just won't forget.
What was it, or what is it, if you still hold it?
I don't remember off the top of my head right now. I might have it somewhere. I should have looked it up, but I didn't. Yeah.
Well, so if you didn't like keep track of your individual stats, who like reminded you or told you that like you were close to breaking the record?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was Carol or like our sports info staff. You know, they keep all of that information.
Right.
I just meant for me, like I wasn't one of those people after every game being like, how many points did I score? How many rebounds? Right. Like that wasn't, I was a point guard, so I was all about dishing the ball. So just to be able to have that achievement and contribute in that way, was really special to me.
Right.
What is your most memorable BWB game moment?
Probably making the Elite Eight would be the most memorable, in that, validation that we were good and had accomplished something great. Obviously, we would have loved to go to the Final Four and, contend for the national championship. But again, I think going somewhere that women's basketball had never gone before was what was so special.
Yeah.
What is your most memorable BWB game moment? Would that be the buzzer beater?
Yeah, definitely Maria. Definitely Maria's buzzer beater for sure.
Okay. What is your most memorable BWB game moment?
It's probably not like the greatest moment. Carol won't like this for me, but I remember we were playing NYU at NYU, and I think we were up. It was like the end of the game. There was like a couple seconds left, and Caitlin was our center at the time, and she got fouled, so she took like 2 free throws. So she makes the first free throw, and on the first free throw, she like points up in the air and then like points at the NYU crowd because they were screaming it. And they were chanting like overrated at her. So she makes the free throw and then she like points to the crowd, and she still had one left. We were only up by 1 at that point. So she still had 1 free throw left. She misses the second. NYU gets the rebound, takes it all the way down the court, scores, and wins by 1. But I just remember being like, oh my God, did you just really point at them? And then that happens afterwards. We laughed. I think every day at practice from then on, we would make a free throw and point at Caitlin. But it was just like a wild game. I remember that.
Is that the same game where you tripped that girl?
Yeah, probably. It was definitely like that same time frame. Yeah, it was like the same tense moment. I hope Kate watches this.
What is your most memorable BWB game moment?
Oh, hands down. Same as the other question when we won against WashU.
Yeah. Really wish I could have been there. It looked fun. No, it was crazy to see. Yeah. It had been like a really, really, weren't there only like, did we ever won against WashU?
I don't know why. I think it was like, this is getting recorded, so sorry if this is totally wrong, but wasn't it like 20 years or something? Like we hadn't won there in like a ridiculous amount of time.
I thought wasn't it like the third or second time or something?
Yeah, I think it was like the third in Carol's career that she had WashU at WashU.
Wow,
that's a lot of stats flying around, and it just made it so much better.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was crazy.
All right, what's your most memorable BWB game moment?
That Chicago game is a big game. And then I'm trying to think. I can't even remember like who we lost to that Elite Eight game. But those are like the two games that stick out in my mind just because I remember like how I played specifically and like the outcome, both positive and negative. So
yeah.
But from like a playing environment, definitely Friday night. Actually, it was my freshman year. That Friday night we played at WashU. It was crazy. They had like all their fraternities in the bottom row of this like bold gym. They had like done Facebook research on on everyone, including the bench players. It was insane.
So funny.
And what's your most memorable BWB game moment?
I wouldn't say if it is most memorable, but I think it kind of ties into like my first like Brandeis college basketball moment. We were playing Williams. It was my freshman year. We had just put in the amoeba defense, and we like decided to try it. And I was at the top for some reason, but I stole it. I got like fouled, but like had like a foul shot. But it was a doubleheader with the boys and the girls. So we were playing Williams, and the boys were playing Amherst after. So like the crowd was really full, and like it was just kind of like my first like college moment. Like stands full, like you're in college, people go to the games. This doubleheader, like it was a big game. It was, I don't know. That was probably like a good game flashback. I don't know. Yeah, that was probably one. Chicago one year, I had a really good start in Chicago. I had like 12 points in like 4 minutes. But then Carol took me out because I probably fouled someone. But I don't know. I think all of UAA games are like different and fun, and like playing at Rochester was always cool. Everyone either loved the gym or hated the gym. Have you ever seen Hoosiers? You've never seen Hoosiers?
I've never seen Hoosiers.
Okay, well, you need to get on Netflix and watch Hoosiers. But it's essentially from like Indiana, this team. They call themselves the Hoosiers, obviously. But they like the gym they play in for the school. It's like almost like in a pit. Like it's the court and then like the stands are around it, and that's how exactly Rochester is. So it's kind of like claustrophobic, but I enjoyed it. We had like some like close games there. We were always kind of ranked in the same spot, whether it was like nationally or like within the UAA. So those games are always fun. WashU games were fun, especially like on like if we played on a Friday, because they have like a lot of people went to that. But I don't know. Kind of all games are fun and memories, I guess.
What is your most memorable BWB game moment?
I think my most memorable moment was my junior year. I hit my 1,000th point, and my little sister was ball girl sometimes, and they stopped the game, and I can't remember who we were playing, but they stopped the game to like give me this whole presentation, and I was like, no, don't, this is very serious. We're trying to make the playoffs. Like, just let's do this after the game. And my little sister's face was like, okay. So God, I just like years later, we talked about it finally, and she was crushed. And because like she and Carol had planned this whole thing, and I didn't know, and I was so focused on the game and winning, getting in playoffs or whatever. But that would probably be a moment I'd want to do over. Ruining my sister's life for basketball. Totally worth it. She understands. She understands.
What is your most memorable BWB game moment? I guess that'd probably be your buzzer beater, right?
Yeah, probably. Let me see if I can think of something else. It's only been like 3 years, but it feels like it's been a decade.
Yeah.
I need to pull up the synergy tapes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just repeat that other one because I can't think.
I mean, I feel like that's a good one to pick. Like,
yeah, it deserves
deserves the answer to two questions.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right. What is your most memorable BWB game moment?
I don't know. We didn't have, like a conference but as I said, we were and when we played a team like BU, which is a huge university, I mean, we played them and won, it was just great. So it's looking back at the time, we didn't realize we just played to win and so forth. But we just had a great group of women and as I said, women's sports were not developed like now. I mean, there was no such thing as trainers or film or anything like that, So different.
Mine was senior year in one of I forget which game it was of our 6-game winning streak. We had, it wasn't Emory at home. It was like Case or Carnegie, and it was end of the game. We were tied up, end of the shot clock. And my senior year, like, we had amazing fans. We had 2 of our friends who just like pretty much created like a following for all of us. And it was like everybody would go to the women's game and would go to the guys' game. And it was a lot of fun. And we were playing really well. So people started to show up, like our other teams really supported us. And it was the end of the game, end of the shot clock. And we were all tied up. I got the ball and I think I maybe had like 3 or 4 seconds left. And I kind of like had like obscure shots sometimes, but I weirdly used to practice them. That's kind of like, my game was kind of obscure. It wasn't like super fast or anything. It was just kind of weird. And it was kind of a floater, like outside the key, a little bit further out, like mid-range. And I, in the air, like double pumped around somebody and shot it. And it went in on the shot clock on the buzzer. And then we went up, we got the ball back, like didn't let them score. And then got the last possession to end it with one of our freshmen hit like a game-winning 3. And it's actually like a clip on YouTube that randomly every now and then, like a couple times a year, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch this. This is fun.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That is cool. Okay. I think you already told me this, but it's asking, what is your most memorable BWB game moment?
Yeah, that was the WashU game. I still replay that in my head over and over. If I'm having a bad day, it's a great memory to revisit.
I don't have any like, it's not that I don't have any good basketball memories, but I don't have any like memories like that, like vivid.
Yeah.
I have like a memory that's it's not even like good. It was funny, but like that plays in my mind, but like no like great moments. Yeah. I'm hoping to have one of those soon.
Oh yeah, I hope you do too. Totally.
What is your most memorable BWB game moment?
Nick, you know what mine was?
I like the Chicago game. We played Chicago. We lost.
Okay.
It was a very team like game. Like it was like the first like we started like playing like it was like I think it was the first UAA game, like the first round we played them or whatever. And it was we did lose. Let me just start by saying that. But I felt super invincible, and I felt the teams. You know when like everyone's like it's just really like high up. Everyone's pressing. Yeah. That was really fun for me, that game.
No, the game that was like the most fun for me was one where his name. He kept playing, started from the bottom. Now we here because we came back like we were down, and he just kept playing it. And that Drake
at half. We start every game like 3 to. It would be like 3 to 16 every game for like I don't know, like 10 games straight. We were so comfortable with that. So, and then Drake's album came out that year. You know, nothing was the same. So we were really vibing that like.